Hello, everybody. I'm Anthony, along with Chris, Leon, and Marco, and this is the 40th episode of Hard Knock Hawks. This is the podcast where we talk about our favorite team, the Atlanta Hawks, and sometimes other stuff in the NBA too. Before we start, I just want to remind you to like, subscribe, and share the podcast with friends and family to help the podcast grow, and because we would appreciate that a lot. In today's episode, we will be taking questions from the viewers. We got a bunch of good questions from the viewers about players, general thoughts on the upcoming season for the Hawks, and more to come as we are going to try and answer them all in this episode. So I got a list of a bunch of questions. Once again, thank you all for submitting these questions so much. And I'm just going to pick just a random one here. So I'm going to start with Elijah Newsom, who emailed us. Which of the project players, so Veet, Mo, Nico, Nadaye, Jacob Toppin, for the Hawks has the best chance of making a leap that will cement themselves into the back end of the rotation? Feels like if any of them can shoot consistently, they might be too good to bury at the end of the bench. So who wants to answer that? I'll just ask. Or do you want me to just pick someone?
I'll go first.
All right,
I
go ahead,
think
Leon.
that it's a two-pronged question, and I appreciate you for the question, Elijah. That's my boy. Shout out, Elijah. Appreciate all the work you do in your field as well, man. I think that you have to look at it from two sides. I think the guys like Vit specifically, he's behind a lot of guards now. Obviously, our best player is a guard, a point guard, and obviously you brought in multiple guards. You still have Dyson. So I think it's going to be more difficult for Vit because I think Vit can play really, really, really well and not be in the fully healthy rotation. Whereas I think that for the forwards, that be NJ and Mo specifically, I think they have an opportunity to carve out a role simply because there isn't really that fourth um, big spot filled in, right? We know Jalen's going to play a lot of minutes. We know KP's going to play as many minutes as he can, and we know that Onyeka's going to play quite a few minutes. So that fourth spot, like everybody's always going to be Ace Newell. Some people think it's going to be Mo. I think you asked Elijah whether like who's going to take that leap. I think Vit has farther to go because he has more obstacles in front of him, whereas Mo just has to be competent on the offensive side of the ball, and I think he's going to get minutes because we don't really have anybody else besides a rookie that's going to be getting the rest of those front court minutes. So it's looking like him to be the guy who might actually just be in the rotation on day one. What's next?
Before we go move on to the next question, does anyone have any other thoughts on that question?
I was just to piggyback off Leon. Yeah, Vid has an uphill battle now. There's so many bodies in the way for him, and I think they're gonna try to see what they have in Kobe early. So Vit might have to play the waiting game as like he usually does, kind of. And then as for the forwards, yeah, I think Mo will likely get the first crack at that fourth big kind of third-ish forward role. They have minutes to fill in the front court. I think more so than in the back court, which plays into Mo's hands. I think, especially with KP coming in and the amount of volume, I think they expect him to carry. Mo will have a chance to kind of just do his thing defensively with less pressure to kind of produce on offense. So yeah, that Mo has a good chance to get on the court pretty early. But I think Asa is really interesting, and he could really shoot his way into the rotation. I think, and that first round tag is going to help him. I think he'll probably get a shot later in the season. So you might see Vit and Asa when the games get serious down the stretch, considering what they do offensively. But yeah, I don't know if Marco wants to go, but yeah, that's what I got.
Nah, I don't really have any feedback other than what you guys said on that. So we can move to the next question.
Okay. The next question I'll pick on this list is from at Nor4DH. That he asks, what do you think the team's biggest weakness will be? And who do you think we match up well and poorly against? And finally, who do you think takes the biggest leap this year? So this is a three-parter. So I'll go with you, Marco. You can go first.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the team has like a glaring weakness now. Like last year, you could really debate that um defense was a weakness after a while, or and 3-point shooting definitely was a weakness after a while. But now you kind of improved on both sides. This offseason with KP, who's a rim protector and can also stretch the floor, kill Alexander Walker. He's a 1 through 3 defender, can also shoot the ball pretty well. Then you also got Kennard, who also can shoot the ball pretty well. Then again, you already added to your defense that was already established, and you added even more shooting. So personally, I don't think the Hawks have a glaring weakness. Team. The second question was teams that we match up well against, right?
Yeah, match up well and poorly against.
Uh, if we're just talking like, I'm only going to speak on the East because that's all we really need to worry about in this question. I'm gonna be honest with how the East looks right now and how we've actually built the team and added more size. I don't think we have a. I'm like, you might say the Cavs, but we beat the Cavs multiple times during the season. So that might be like, but they're still a tricky team to beat just because of the size they do bring, and D Mitch is unstoppable. But now D Mitch has to meet Dyson and Nikhil, so might be a little different. Or you could argue the Knicks too. Knicks have a good team, all around top 5 that can really stretch the floor out. So I say that would be like probably our hardest teams to go against right now. What the East looks like. What was the other part of the question?
And the last one was, who do you think takes the biggest leap this year?
I say Dyson. I think Dyson showed a lot last year on the offensive side that a lot of people weren't expecting from him. I know when we got Dyson, a lot of people were coming in and they were too focused on the Dyson only averaged 5 points, blah blah blah, and they weren't really focused on what Dyson can become. So now that you've seen what Dyson can do, you see that Dyson can get to the hole pretty easily. He has a decent handle, can pass defense. I think especially with who he's training with this offseason and what he's been doing to get himself better, I do feel like Dyson is the one that'll take that needed leap for this team.
Leon, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go in the opposite direction as Marco. I think the person who's going to make the biggest leap is Zach. Um, you know, smaller role. They kind of cleared the 3 room out for him, if we're being honest, for him to get a lot of minutes and take a lot of the shots. So he really didn't have a lot to not add to his game. I don't know. He had a lot of room to grow. So I expect him to do so. What were the other 2? I do forget.
They were. Let me go back. Who do we match up well and poorly against? And what do you think the team's biggest weakness will be?
Okay, yeah, I think our biggest weakness is going to be rebounding. I know Jalen's a great rebounder, but KP's just fine. OO's just fine.
Yeah.
Dyson's a pretty good rebounder for a guard. I think losing Clint Capella, for everything that for all his limitations, he was one of the best rebounders in the NBA every single season. At least when he was here. Every single season in his career. Yeah.
I mean, Dyson.
Go ahead. We can debate.
Dyson is a pretty decent rebounder. I mean, Nickeil Alexander-Walker is pretty good. I won't say that the rebounding would be that bad. I think.
I don't think it's going to be terrible. I think we're going to be pretty good at a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think we're going to struggle rebounding against certain teams.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see against like the Orlando Magic probably, or Cleveland.
Yeah, and everybody's like, I don't care about the Magic right now. That's the only team I'm like actually scared of. Really, I'm not really scared of anybody else in the East. If I'm being honest with you, it's the physicality, it's the size. For all you gained getting Kristaps and losing Clint Capella, you kind of lose some of the physicality and the rebounding again. So that's the only team I don't want to see in the East in the playoffs. I'm fine seeing anybody else. And they do have their problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off Leon again. I would say the glaring weakness for me really is still is the physicality. To Leon's point, right? You lost Clint, and I think he was a lot of your physicality for a long time. Alongside John, you kind of basically had a double big when those two are out there together. And Jalen is kind of has taken on a lot of that. But outside of him, there's not too many guys who are throwing their weight around, and OO does it sometimes, but he doesn't always have it. He's kind of more of a speed finesse guy at his position. They didn't address the size on the perimeter much, and I think Dyson's going to have to take on a lot of the more physical matchups again. And to his credit, he's willing to do it, but he just doesn't really have the beef, right? So there's a guy in Cade who is going to likely still give you some issues. I do think the a tough matchup for us is going to be the Magic. They have a lot of size and physicality, and they want to just get downhill with those two big wings. I think. I mean, obviously, there's not going to be too many teams that have double ball handling, like massive wings that can kind of expose that issue, right? A lot of the creation is still coming from guards. If people are, you have like the Raptors. I mean, if they somehow manage to come together and play real basketball, that could be an interesting team to face, considering just how much size they have in that starting five. And they have Scotty, who will likely be on the ball a lot, and Bi. But yeah, it's going to be the teams that can throw a lot of size. I think because we're still young. Dyson's still filling out, Zach's still filling out, and Jalen coming off an injury. To be seen how he can handle physicality, right? To the guy who's going to make the biggest leap, I think it's going to be Dyson. I think he's going to have a lot of opportunity. I think Quinn trusts him with the ball a little bit more, and I think they kind of set it up for be a little bit easier for him to drive when Trey's off the floor now, with Na and Kennard coming in and KP. If they can have that rotation with all the shooting they have, and the bigs they have that are really good passers, I think Dyson has a chance to really pop as a finisher. I think he kind of was starting to figure some things out, and what he needed to add, I think he's working on it, from what I've seen. So I think just him being on the ball, he's got a chance to add a few points. And I think if there's a surprise all-star from the Hawks, I think it could be Dyson Daniels. I mean, I think the media has their eye on him for one, and yeah, he's gonna have the ball. And what was the other question?
It was, what do you think team's biggest weakness is? Who do we match up well against? I think you answer all of them.
Okay,
And who do you
all
think
right,
that takes the biggest leap? I'll
all right.
just go through this quickly for me. What do you think the team's biggest weakness is? Obviously, like everyone else said, I think it is physicality. We have a lot of young players, and they aren't really, like everyone else said, really super physical. So that's gonna be a big issue, especially on the wing. So we only have Zach right now, and it's literally his second year. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he's gonna compete with a lot of these teams, like the Orlando Magic, the Knicks, Pistons. I think could be an interesting matchup because I think in terms of teams that could cause trouble potentially. Um, for who takes the biggest leap this year, I think it's gonna be Zach. I mean, we saw like videos of him working out and stuff. I'm interested to see how he plays in the EuroLeague because that's gonna be a real chance for him to actually try to take on a number one role because he's literally like one of the best players on that entire team. So they're gonna be relying on him a lot. So, but he's there's not really that many wings on the team. Be having the ball out of his hands, basically. So I expect him to like just take some kind of leap, basically. So I would say Zach for that final question. I'm gonna move on to another question. So this is from D Lee. I'm like only read the second question because the first question is just a bunch of libelous slander against my fish hobby. that I will not read on here because I don't kill fish. I've never killed a fish. But
Dexter
Chris,
Morgan talking about his fish hobby.
That's
yes,
exactly what a
okay.
fish killer would say, man.
I don't. Okay, I don't
Hey,
kill
man.
my.
Dexter Morgan
listen,
talking
man.
about his fish hobby again.
Hey, man.
I-
We know about you, man.
This is no.
I only kill
listen,
bad fish.
I don't. Listen. No, okay. You know. Anyway.
That's the rules.
So from D Lee, he obviously D Lee, host of the Atlanta Hawks Film Room podcast. Thank you for this email. Not the first question though. Can Chris articulate why he hates Gen Z Klay Thompson? So, Chris,
I'm not
go
exactly
ahead.
sure who he's referring to. Who exactly would
I,
that be?
I think Zachary Ricochet.
Oh,
Who exactly is that
Zachary
referring
Ricochet.
to?
Oh my god!
Hey, man, let's hear that. Let's hear that answer, buddy.
It's not that I personally hate Zach or I have anything against him. I think D Lee actually kind of went through something similar during our draft show when the Hawks took Asa. He was kind of upset about the archetype, right? And it comes down to like how you see basketball philosophically and the way you like kind of want to attack offensively and what you think is going to win in the playoffs, right? And I think the Thunder really were a prime example of this. When you have two guys that can take turns on the ball and attack, it's great, right? And when you can have a wing that can really get downhill and do his thing the way J-Dub did, I think it really unlocked a lot for that offense, and it's really hard to load up on Shea. When you have the number one pick, right, that's generally the best creation bet in the draft or the best player in the draft, whoever that is. But typically, those guys that can get buckets and get their own buckets are the ones that go first, right? So when the Hawks took a catch and shoot play finisher, number one, I wasn't exactly excited, right? Because for that value to really come to fruition, that guy has to basically literally be Klay Thompson, and there's only been one of him. For the way Klay got his buckets, man, it's a different system than most people run. He's uber aggressive, and I think people underrate like what he can do when he gets the ball in his hands. So yeah, it's just a lot for Zach to become that number one pick guy, right? But if he is an important part of a really good team, then you got value for it. But yeah, it's just the archetype for me. I think anyone in a group chat with me knows that I like the downhill demons, bro. I want guys that people are afraid to even jump with. I think that's big for winning in the playoffs. You need half court offense, and guys that can get to the rim and score easy buckets are really valuable. So yeah, that's the long and short of it.
All right, he explained why he absolutely despises Zachary Ricochet. There you go.
Now
for
it's
the
your
people.
turn to answer the question that was asked of you.
I don't. Okay, I'm not even gonna explain it. I'm not even gonna read the question.
There's something weird about that guy. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna find out.
There's no
I feel like you keep avoiding
libel.
that question,
It's a
man.
libel. What or slander? I don't know what's.
I feel like why do you keep
There
avoiding
isn't
that
a
question? Though?
question. There's no. It's not. Listen.
If it's nothing there,
There's
you
no
should
point
you should be able to
question.
answer it, no issue, man.
Guys, I'm really sorry.
That's,
I think
people say that.
one of our
People say that
might be
to innocent people all the time.
All
I'm
I'm
not
saying
a fish
is if
killer.
y'all
I
see
don't
Ant at JJ's,
I don't think at JJ's.
That's
okay.
crazy.
That is,
You'll never
is
catch him there.
Okay. Whatever.
JJ's. And next question.
Okay. Thank you. Finally.
You're welcome.
So from Ed Helinsky from Twitter /X, what
Thank
letter
you, Ed.
grade? Thank you. What letter grade do you give Hawks management for their offseason efforts so far? So I'll just go around the room and just give me a letter grade. So I'll start. I say B+. Chris, what do you say?
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I honestly didn't hear the question. What was it?
What letter grade do you give the Hawks management for its offseason efforts?
The Hawks management. No, I do actually agree with the B plus. I think that's a solid grade. They did a lot of moves, right? And they did a really good job at addressing the floor. And I think it really
Yeah.
comes down to like how they use KP. I mean, there's room to, I think, adjust that grade. If he really pops, like that could be a huge player for them and change what they do. But I mean, there's obviously still more things they could have done, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
B plus.
If they get Trey extension that's cheap, then that it's automatically an A, but we'll see. What'd you say, Leon?
Well, I was gonna say B plus, but since y'all have rolled over together
Man,
and
okay.
landed on your B
Okay.
plus, I'm going to say minus because securing an unprotected first round pick for the draft when all the streets was saying, "Oh, we don't have any picks for the next 3 years because we traded for DeJounte Murray." Hey, man, looking like we're bouncing back with 2 picks again this year, and this
That's
time,
true. That's true.
and this time, it's a guarantee. So, hey, good work, Auntie.
And Marco, what do you say?
I'm gonna say B plus as well. On paper, you got a
Ooh.
lot of guys. On paper, you got a lot of guys that can fit around the team. That make the game easier, a little bit easier for Trey, and don't have one-dimensional players out there. So B plus. I'll say that.
Nice. We got a bunch of B's and one A minus. That's good. So we're gonna go to our next question from Darth Petty on Twitter. It's another three-parter question. Who do you think starts at center? Who should start? And what's the realistic bottom for the team this season? We're gonna start with you, Leon.
All right. So, who do I? What's the question? Who do I think is going to start?
Yeah, who do you think is gonna start at center?
Okay.
Or I mean, who do you think starts at center, and who would you start at center?
Who would I start at center? I would
Yeah.
start on Yeka. I think they're going to start on Yeka. No, I
Oh,
think they're going to
interesting.
start Kristaps. I think they're going to start Kristaps, but I think they should start on Yeka. I also kind of think that it shouldn't be a like this guy starts type of thing. Personally,
Yeah.
I think you have the optionality to do whatever with your front court situation. Kristaps Porzingis obviously is not going to play nor start 82 NBA games this season, so Onyeka's going to get 20. There's 20 starts for Onyeka built in. Is my point. So it's like, okay, how can we make it? How can we stretch Kristaps Porzingis? The basic answer is to not start him. Now you can have him be, you can have him be one of those. I don't want to say fake starter, but be a starter that plays less than 30 minutes, and that's fine, right? But I think it should be more case by case. I think that Onyeka probably should be the starter just because I want to win a championship. So I would prioritize Kristaps' self. But I think they're going to start Chris. I don't know what they're going to do, but I think they're going to start Kristaps on day one for optics or whatnot. But what's the floor for this team? Like is the floor like what could go wrong?
Like I would probably
like
yeah. What would
I
probably
mean,
be
another
the worst that could
40,
happen?
40,
Yeah.
worst case scenario. Jalen and KP go down, you win 40 games.
Well,
Simply
yeah.
put. I mean, there's really no other way around it. I don't really see what if they don't gel? Like, what if is whatever? I don't really understand that. I don't really understand that sentiment of what if they don't gel personally. So, yeah, shooters gel with everybody.
Yeah, I think Porzingis and Trey will probably be fine. It's just managing injuries, honestly. If he gets injured, health, yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about any chemistry issues. At the guy, the 1 through 4 plus double O barely even played together last year to begin with, so I'm not worried about it. And I've
at
seen
all.
Trey
They
Trey
barely played at
Young.
all season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trey Young's gonna put buckets on like pretty much anybody. I saw George Niang come over, and like 3 days later, he's like dropping 20 balls. So I think KP will be fine. I do think he should and will be the starter. I think he's a more experienced player. He brings a lot on that end, but I mean, obviously the size. He really changes the way you can play the game on both ends in a different way, right? He handles volume from three, and I think his ability to post up and create mismatches that didn't exist before will be huge for this team. And then defensively, you get a drop big behind Trey that has proven to be good for the Hawks in the past. I think the best run they had was basically the end of Clint's prime when he was able to really hold it down back there. And the Hawks were solid defensively for a spell, and it was basically just because of Clint. But now you have KP and Dyson, Jalen and Zach, right? I think you can really play some aggressive defense with those guys, with KP behind them, covering up the rim. So I think that's a good twist. And also he's amazing at tip offs. I keep throwing this out there because one of the guys in the group chat dropped the stat, and he won like 75% of his tip offs.
Yeah,
Right
73%.
recently,
73. Yeah.
73%. It
Hmm.
was like number
I
one in
saw
the
that.
NBA. And if we're talking about this being a possession game now, the possession battle, you can get the ball in the beginning of the game and in the fourth quarter. That's huge. Obviously, you do want to keep him healthy. I think you do that more with rest days than trying to bring him off the bench. I don't know how much the bringing off the bench really keeps someone healthy. I think minutes are minutes at the end of the day, and it's really just about resting them, not overworking them, and not going playoff minutes early, which is hopefully everyone makes it out of camp healthy, and we get our depth, and they can really have a nice rotation and have some scheduled off days for all of the guys, not even just KP. I think um, Jalen, Double O, our big three bigs have all dealt with injuries over the course of their careers. So I think all of them working together to keep each other fresh will be important. The floor for this team, yeah, I do think it's around 40 wins. If they have too many injuries, that depth can just disappear in a heartbeat with two guys going down, right? And you're instantly back to struggle mode. Hopefully they're a healthy squad for like 70 games and they're pushing for a top 4 seed, right? But if KP goes down or Jalen goes down, like you said, or um, Kennard, Double O, any of these guys go down, I feel like you're a lot closer to where you were before. But yeah, hopefully we can stay healthy. We're not talking about floors, and we're talking about home court advantage for at least like one series. That'd be nice.
I will say this, and I don't know if you guys agree with me. I feel like the depth from 9 to like 15 is obviously much better than last year, right? So if there is an event where, let's say, Jalen and Porzingis are injured and they can't play for like 30 or something games, that floor is still going to be higher than what was last season, simply because we have the bodies. Or would you guys like disagree with that? Because honestly, just having someone like Mo be able to play and having Asa Newell being able to play, I think just still increases the floor for this team.
How do we know that Asa Newell is going to quote unquote be able to play?
I mean, I don't know.
Summer League.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're right. That's fair. I mean,
Summer League was promising.
yeah,
But
that's true.
let's not just say,
It's just summer league.
he's ready to give us quality NBA minutes.
I mean,
We don't
I'm
know
not
that
gonna.
yet.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm just assuming they're just gonna put him in the G League, let him develop there for some time. I'm not assuming that he's going to be instantly going to give us quality instant backup minutes, but just having a body there, like having like some
Okay, I feel
NBA
you.
talent there.
Not having to
is-
play. Yes, okay, I get you.
Yeah, just having that kind of guy there is still better than playing someone like Garrison Matthews or someone like that, right?
Yeah,
It's still going to
pushing
increase the
everybody
floor on the
down
ceiling.
and then having Gary play the
Yeah.
3 or the 2 in the end.
Exactly,
Nasty work
yeah.
indeed.
Uh-huh.
Nasty work indeed.
So I feel like it's going to probably increase the floor, hopefully, unless
I mean,
Newell's
you know,
probably like. Oh, go ahead.
it's just like, what do you do, right? It's like injuries happen. You can't control when they happen. You never know when they're going to happen. So
Yeah,
it's hard to say, but I think there's no way his team doesn't win 40 games. Like even if like all hell breaks loose, you know what I mean?
yeah. Marco, what's your take on some of these questions? Who do you think starts at center? Who should start?
I don't have an answer to the center question.
Oh,
Not gonna lie to you. Just let them duke it out in
Yeah, I
preseason.
mean,
and I'll go.
I
okay.
don't really know either, man. I don't know.
Just let them duke it out in
Start
preseason.
the better player. I mean,
and
start the better player. FC is like, pretty undefeated. So you think it
Yeah.
would just be Kristaps, right?
I
mean,
think-
you really think it would be just like you just start Porzingis simply
Porzingis,
because
yeah.
like Onyeka helps the bench a lot more, but Porzingis also helps the bench. It's whatever.
I
Like I said, I don't
mean,
really have an answer to it.
Real quick, I'll
both-
say it's like crazy how bad this fan base wanted like a 7-foot 3-point shooter that protected the rim, and then they got one. They're like, bring him off the bench. I'm like, what is going on, bro?
and we didn't ask for the old one.
Yeah, listen, yeah, it's because he's injury prone. like
I mean, we're
he only
not
plays
saying
like 50
like
games a
you
year.
know, like come on, like okay, like Chris, for a moment here. We're not saying that because OO's better. No one's saying that. Everybody who's saying that is saying it out of like, well, okay.
That's just
I'm sorry.
that's just Onyeka.
Hold
fan
on.
club.
Not everybody. But most of the people who are saying that are saying it because they don't want Kristaps to get hurt. That's all. Most of them. Would you agree with that sentiment? Or I mean, I don't know.
No, I
Are
mean,
people saying,
I
"Oh, should
understand
start
wanting to
because
keep
he's
him
better"?
healthy. I mean, I understand
Yeah, but you're right.
wanting to keep him healthy.
Yeah. I
For
think,
sure.
but like also to my point, injuries happen. Sometimes you can't really just, control when they happen. So it's like, you could give them 3 stints easy off the bench, right? So what, like late first, early second, you could have them close and open the second half and close the game, or late third, early fourth, depending on who they want to close. So I mean, whatever works for you. At the end of the day, I think they're going to play it by ear, and it'll be a game by game, week by week. How is everybody feeling? How is everybody playing things? To be fair, like we don't know how good Onyeka's going to be next season. Just saying.
I think this is the first time he's had a full off season.
Hey,
like,
I don't know.
a year or two. Like
Pedigree, top 10 pick,
Hey,
top
look,
6 pick.
man. Hey man,
Pedigree.
Say man. Look,
I'm
like I
just
said, I
saying,
ain't
we
got
need
no
to keep
answers.
everybody
Oh, God.
healthy, right? We need to
I
keep
ain't got no
Double O
answers to
healthy.
that question,
We need to
so.
keep Jalen healthy. So
Well, I mean,
But
hey, they're the young guys, okay? And they
Yeah.
haven't had like structural damage to their major joints. Like, you know what I mean? Well, actually, they have no lower bodies, though, for either of them. Well, I guess OO did have the foot, didn't he?
Yeah.
I guess we got to keep them all healthy. Arrest everybody.
Stop it with the toe
Starting
yucca stuff.
game 10.
Oh my
Toyeka.
God.
Mo next starting game 10.
Stop with the toe yucca. Leave Onyeka alone, man.
No, I'm just saying he did. I mean, we're just talking about injuries.
you're obviously about the injury. I'm talking about the insulting nickname, Toyeka. God.
Wait, man. But to answer the second part of that question, I think our floor is 40 wins, and that's really just bearing injuries. Me personally, just to add on a little caveat, me personally, I feel like we shouldn't be lower than 45. If we're lower than 45 wins, then
Season's a disaster.
one or two things happen. one, everybody just got some type of injury that just lasted a good 2 months or something. Like I just can't because we won 40 games with McDonald's workers. So second, the second other scenario is just Quinn wasn't coaching. Quinn just wasn't putting the right people out there because we know how he likes to get creative with lineups. He doesn't have that excuse this time. Like you literally have no excuse to run a 3-guard lineup. So it's one of those two. I feel like if we get lower than 45,
I don't know about that. I mean, he's gonna play 3-guard lineups. We're gonna see it. It's just.
I mean, I don't really count Nikhil as a guard.
I mean, yeah,
Nikhil is a guard.
He's a like.
I mean, he's big though. Like, he's not 6'8"
He's
big,
tall.
but he's tall.
He's tall.
I'm not really counting.
He's not even tall. So he's also like he's neither wing height nor wing weight. He's a guard.
Yeah, I guess.
Somebody said, "Oh, Lou Dort's 6'4" and he plays the 3." What? Have you seen Lou Dort stand next to Nikhil Alexander-Walker? You got two. Did you watch the Western Conference Finals at any point in the past 2 years, or the past year, whatever? Come on, bro. That's
Either
30.
way it
That's
goes,
20. That's at least 20 pounds.
Either way it goes,
at least
it's better
I'm being
than running.
so nice. That's the low end.
It's
But
better
he
than
will
running
play
Terrence
3.
Mann at
Yeah.
3.
I guess so.
Listen, I don't have a problem with that. It's if he starts putting one of the guards at the 4. That's
What?
literally what it's like.
Oh, I thought you were saying that's you wouldn't have a problem with that. My fault.
No, yeah.
I mean,
that's
it'd
what I
be kind of difficult to do that now. So
He has like real 4s.
Yeah, exactly. That's when
Well,
if he
these
measures
guys back
or
on
something
there.
like that.
mess, man.
Anyways, next question, man.
Yeah, okay. Got you.
OG can play. All right, we got Asa. All right, but
Next question.
be too much.
So from Land of Jalen on Twitter, predict the top 3 scorers on the team and how much you think they'll average.
I'll start with this one. I'm not giving you averages. I'm not gonna lie, but I will give you the top 3.
Okay.
Trey, of course, it's always gonna be Trey, Jalen, KP.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's gonna be that. Probably.
If I'm wrong,
Yeah,
I'm wrong,
it's
but
more than likely Trey, Jalen, KP. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like
Leon?
who else it gonna be?
is he
Zach
yeah,
breaks it through. Zach breaks through to the top 3.
Oh wow.
It's just hard for me to see it. It's just hard for me to see it happening.
Man, you're gonna have to make that Kawhi leap for that, bro.
What you mean? That's Clay D, man.
Look, it's just coaches trust certain people, so we'll see.
KP can also get his own bucket.
He'll get his tray balls up. Right? He'll
Yeah.
get his cuts.
With those
That's
fast break
true.
those fast break layups.
Yeah,
for
those
sure.
fast break dumps. This guy, I'm telling you, like, he's so good at this. But
Hey, man.
it's just finish better at the round.
No,
But yeah,
too
I
hard.
expect it to be. I mean, I'll do points. I'll do points. I think you're looking at like a 24 Trey, 22 Jalen, 22 Kristaps type of thing. That's what I'm looking at. Actually, that's a little low for me because I want him to get to 70. That's pretty close. Yeah, that's close enough. Yeah, I'll say 20. Okay, I'll say 25, 23, 22. The 23 can be whichever one you want it to be out of the bigs. Just since nobody wants to answer the question.
Well, no, I was gonna go after you there. But yeah, I think Trey likely gonna be somewhere around 24, 25, like he usually is. I do think Kristaps, he's put up 22, 23 before. I think with Trey, he's capable of 25. I don't know if he's gonna do it right. I mean, shoot, with Trey, he's capable of 28 and like just being all NBA if he's healthy all year and strong and dominating. But yeah, I could see a 25 from Trey, like 23, 22 from KP, and solid 20 from Jalen this year if the 3-ball is kind of more where it was 2 years ago instead of last season, right? Because he did have a really good second month of the season, but then I don't know if the injury got to him or not, but the 3 ball kind
The
of fell off a
minutes
little
probably
bit.
got
But
to him, just that wear and tear.
that too, and hopefully he's more in shape this year and has his legs under him early and can hit those spot up threes. I think he's gonna have a lot of chances for really easy buckets like all year because I think KP and Trey can really set him up. With how well they'll be able to get to their offense, I think there's going to be a lot of easy buckets for Jalen. So yeah, I could see him reaching 20. Yeah, that's. I mean, though there also could be like 4 guys that average 18 on this team, including
Yeah.
Jalen. So
No. Yeah, that's basically. I agree with everyone. That's because honestly, I don't
Dang,
really
man.
see it much difference.
I just
from last
wish, man. I just wish the Hawks could stay healthy, man, for one season.
That's
I
all
wish
we
it was
need.
a star that the Hawks would stay healthy for one season.
Maybe it could be this year, right?
Now's the time.
All right. Next question from Tim. Obviously, Tim is one of the hosts from the Sport Ethos Atlanta Hawks podcast. What's up, Tim? What is your realistic expectations for the Hawks this year? He has a second part to the question, but we're gonna do that later because a bunch of people asked it. So I'll start with you. Who wants to start first? Actually, I'll just ask
Leon.
Okay.
What was
ahead,
the question?
Leon.
Did you say the question?
Yeah, I did. What is your realistic expectations for the Hawks this year?
Yeah, man, let's just go ahead and give them 50. I'm going 50. 50 wins. We get into the Eastern Conference Finals. We win in 6, and we go to the finals.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what happens in the finals, but that's my realistic expectations. I'm just keeping it like let's be serious for a moment, okay? I'm just asking y'all because
the
a
East
lot of teams
that tough.
Who are y'all scared of? Like really?
I mean, honestly, for me, it's really just the Cavs and
Why?
the Knicks. Because they have Donovan Mitchell. I mean, they're Donovan
I'm scared
Mitchell.
of the training table.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. They got good players on there, and I mean, the Knicks they play hard, and I mean that's really it. I'm not really worried about anyone else.
Okay. Okay.
I don't really take the Magic seriously because their offense is gonna be bad.
I don't get it, but that's cool.
Oh, what you don't get it for? Why?
Yeah,
Why
it's just like I understand the issues that they have, but it's like they're going to be better at the one thing they were like legitimately bad at. But they're still going to be great defensively. So they're going to be a tough out. That's just the way it works. Like the elite defenses are always going to give teams trouble because teams like to score the basketball. It's just the way it goes. I don't think we're going to be good enough on defense to where it just won't matter that our offense is so much better than theirs. And I think I think they'll be very good on defense again, and they're not going to be great on offense, but they could get to the middle of the league on offense. They could,
Okay.
We'll and in the 7-game series, like you're gonna have Franz and Paolo running at you like all game, and Desmond Baines, swole. So I'm just saying.
Okay.
That's all. Not really. I don't know why. I guess because the Hawks were able to defeat the Knicks at full strength and the Cavs at full strength multiple times last year, it's just I don't know what I'm supposed to be too worried about. DeAndre Hunter,
I mean that's their main.
Who's starting at the 3 for the?
Hey man, if they give Dre Hunter 20
anybody
shots, they got a chance.
Yeah, that's true. That's playoff riser DeAndre Hunter.
Who's starting at the 3 for the Cavs? Does anybody know?
Probably Max Strus.
Probably Max Strus. Okay.
I mean, it depends. Probably. Right?
Depends.
Oh wait, could be Lonzo Ball.
Wait,
There you go.
Lonzo Ball's on the Cavs?
Yeah, he got traded to the Cavs.
Yeah,
They
Oh,
could make
I
that
had no
mistake
clue.
and start Drake because they kind of don't have no choice.
Yeah, I mean, they'll start Strus over him. Like they
I
will.
mean-
They did it last year.
Yeah, that's because Drake came in mid-season. They were already doing what works. But then they
Okay.
still had, like, you can ask most of the Cavs fans, they had like 3 problems for the rest of the season, and a lot of them are advocating for Drake to start. And
Yeah, well, they don't know any better.
oh, that ain't my problem.
Okay, but yeah. Anybody else want to answer? What's your realistic expectation for the season?
Second round playoff push at least, man. We haven't been to the playoffs in 4 years. I feel like with the East how it is now, the Hawks really have no outside of like real.
Oh wait, you
injury.
said we've been in the playoffs. We just
I'm not counting playing.
okay.
It's basically regular season with extra steps.
I
But
mean, okay, go ahead.
Oh,
But like I said, I would like a real playoff push where we don't have to worry about winning the play-in, just straight seeded. And with how the East is shaped up, no Halliburton, no Celtics. What other team got affected?
no Halliburton, no Celtics is crazy. No Halliburton, no Celtics. It's crazy.
And not really worried about Hallie himself, but Pacers got worse, so that's not really real threat. So I feel like Hawks don't have an excuse to really miss the top 6. Because like Leon said, Orlando probably is our like biggest threat of this spot. So I feel like I'm not really worried about Giannis and friends over there. So yeah, top 6, decent playoff run, please, and that's my expectation.
What do you say, Chris? And then I'll go.
Realistic expectation. I think
boy.
right now they're like realistically expected to win like 43 and a half games or something, right? Or that's like the whereabouts the over under is. I kind of have them around 44, 45. As long as they're healthy, reasonably healthy, I should say. I mean, no team has perfect health. Though we could like have when the Falcons had that Super Bowl run, like none of their O linemen got hurt all season. Like it was like a crazy stat. They had the same starting 5 like the whole year. And the Hawks could have some crazy injury luck and make a really wild run. I mean, they have if they're depth with the depth they have, if they're healthy, you can win a lot of regular season games. Right, they're set up for that for sure. Big question comes about how they're going to like execute in the half court when they get to the playoffs. So yeah, I definitely could see them around 44, 45 wins, as long as all things go to plan. And I mean, you could easily exceed that with players just popping right, or Quinn finding the right play to hammer. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
We're due for a healthy season.
I checked the over and under odds for the Hawks. It's 46.5.
Damn.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm surprised.
What's crazy about it?
I mean,
what's crazy is that the media
it's
believes
5 games over 500.
Yeah, that's true. It's just
really. It's six games over 500.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
I'm not worried about the projection. I'm worried that like media is actually fucking with us once. I didn't say.
Well, I mean, we got a champion. What do you mean?
Yeah,
we got a champion.
I'm curious
second
on what
year
that
first
over
overall pick push.
What's that over under?
Everybody likes what we did.
You said, say it again.
What's that over under for the Pacers?
The over under for the Pacers is 39.5 wins.
This is not a Pacers podcast.
I know it's not a Pacers podcast, but
are you looking to maybe try to cash in on that, sir? That 39.5? It's okay. We'll talk offline.
I'll say, every time I think the Hawks are gonna do good, they always underperform. So I'm just gonna say, okay,
that's crazy.
Walked right into that. Like you gave me no choice.
I'm gonna remove
Don't remove me. I have a great point to finish off the podcast.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Every time the Hawks, every time I can't even finish my point anymore.
Get it out, man.
Okay. I was just gonna say I think they're gonna have at least 45 wins and be in the first round of the playoffs with no play-in. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh wow.
Because
That's good.
It's crazy because
tried to
last year,
go ahead.
last year with that roster, this same group like came up here, and I said what 47, 48 or something,
Yeah.
and Chris said like 43. So we got 3 wins. We got 3 wins added. One for Kennard, one for Kristaps, and one for NAW. Go Hawks.
Oh my god. But let me look at this list for the questions. The crypto Negus asked, and I'm gonna
Oh, brother.
and I think we left this out during the V
Uh-huh.
Krejci discussion.
Oh, brother.
What does V Krejci need to secure at least to secure at
Oh.
least 50 minutes a night? I think we already discussed this. So
He needs to make sure that
Gain
towel is hot
15
and
pounds.
ready.
Gain
Yeah.
15 pounds.
He needs to be probably the best defender on the roster at this point in order to be.
No, he just needs to gain 15 pounds. That's all.
I mean, yeah,
That's
because
it.
the main problem is there's just so many wings and guards ahead of him, right? I mean, I don't see anyone that's gonna. Why would Quinn play him above Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Luke Kennard? Like, there really isn't any reason right now, unless someone gets injured. So it's just tough to read.
if you go by my rule of thumb, where Kennard is the backup point guard and Nickeil Alexander-Walker is backing up Dyson at the 2, there 3 minutes are available. Right?
Yeah.
3 minutes are available. I'll just leave it at that. I think where we're
sorry.
Go ahead. You got it.
I was going to say, I was just playing with the minutes in my head. Honestly, if you count Dyson as a backup potentially for Zach too, and if Dyson slides over to the 3 when those 2 come on, right, then the minutes are a little bit different. Because I think some point forward Dyson kind of in a way. Because when you put those guards out there with him shooting, he's basically the small forward. So, like, there's how the minutes shaking out. So yeah, I like kind of see those 2 as the backup guards too, like to Leon's point.
Yeah, good point. I think you, right now, I guess you do kind of have a fourth kind of guard there because you have obviously Trey and Dyson start in the guard room, and then you have Kennard and Nickeil Alexander-Walker as your like veteran, proven. This guy's going to play if he's healthy pretty much in any game. Maybe not so much Kennard, definitely Nickeil. I think Nickeil's like the third guard, right? Whereas, the third big's probably like Onyeka. And then like in the middle, it's just kind of a mishmash of whoever's going to play behind Zach, right? Whereas like you said, it's going to be some Dyson, it's going to be some Nah, it's going to be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Maybe they'll throw Nico out there if he figures out how to play some defense, hopefully, and shoot some threes. It's funny how the guys with the in between game really take the most time sometimes. But hey, this is a great transition. Thank you, Chris, into the 4 meta, baby. We're here. We're finally here. I've been waiting all pod for this.
All right.
I've been waiting.
If you want
We're
to
here,
go ahead before we go on to the hot take discussion.
4 meta, baby. We just got to get this 4 meta off, man. Half the roster is finally 4 meta. For those of you who don't remember, 4 meta means, okay, ask yourself, player X, can he play some 4? Can he play a little bit of power forward if the opportunity was to arise? Okay, so obviously, Jalen 4. Onyeka, y'all been saying he had power forward the whole time. KP can play some 4. That's 3, right? Zach play a little 4. We got to put a little weight on, but we'll get there. He skill set is mostly 4. Obviously, you've got Asa Newell drafted as a 4. Moji, mostly a center, but can play some 4. We're at 6 now. Okay, and then that's where it gets a little, Dyson. I mean, he guards Tatum when we play him.
There's shorter
Just
fours
saying.
than Dyson in the NBA.
There are like PJ Tucker exists. So 4 Dice, and when the money's on the floor and everything goes to crap, we see V Krejci at the 4 more times.
But I
those
think
V Krejci
what that really affords you though is you just have a lot more length, right, and a ton of versatility. Because I just feel like, especially in today's NBA, like the power forward is probably the most versatile guy out there. A lot of teams are just putting like their freak out there and like just do a bunch of everything. So when you can have as many of those guys on the team as possible, different like variations and different flavors of 4, right? You got like the the stretch 4 and Zach, and then Dyson's a little bit of a slasher, and Jalen is playmaker, can dunk and pick and roll, and then KP who can protect the rim and shoot, and Double O can switch out and really good finisher, right? You have all that versatility and size, right? You can match up with everyone. I think that was the big thing about like the Thunder. They did it with guards, but when you can match up with a lot of people, man, it's just improves your chances to win. So yeah, I think they did a really good job.
B plus.
Yeah, B plus. It's like an 89.
Yeah, I was literally gonna be like 90.
That's not
A
okay.
90 is an A minus. Well,
Yeah,
actually, y'all see the new
minus.
grading scale? A B plus is like an 83 now.
So
It's
can
crazy.
can we just, because I want to speak on this briefly.
Okay.
I know y'all don't think that they're giving them those same tests that we were graded on.
Oh
that
my God!
kind of
Here we
scale.
go.
I was gonna say the tests
just
have to be
asking. I
way
don't know.
harder if that's
I'm
the
asking.
scale, dog. You gotta like make it some like college level stuff.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
you
even
gotta go
that.
down to a 29 to get
It's
an
like
F.
this, right? Here's what you know how most high school tests are. Are we talking about is this high school grading, correct? Or like grade school?
It was high school, I think.
High
Yeah.
school.
Right. So you know how most, like the first like 5, if it's a 20 question test, the first 5 questions are legit gimme questions. And then you got probably 10 questions, and then 5 questions that are probably gonna, you're probably gonna go 2 for 5 on it. You're hoping to be Klay Thompson on those and shoot 40%. Right?
Yeah.
Now, if you've got a test of those last 5 questions, and that's 20 questions of that, then
Yeah.
But then how do you in high school, like what's that involved? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm encouraged by that. Maybe they're trying to teach these kids critical thinking, because everyone I run into, boy,
Oh my
So
God! Why are you?
they don't have it.
I would have had a 4.0, man. I am furious.
Don't let them listen to this. Oh my God!
I also feel.
All right, now
Yeah.
we're gonna move on to the last question that we had. It was from Tim at ATL, from Blaine on Twitter. A whole bunch of people asked this. What is your Hawks hot take? We are just gonna go around the room. We're just gonna spit out our hot takes. I'm gonna give y'all just a second to think about this. There's your second, and now I'm just gonna go to one person at a time. No reactions unless you guys think the take is just so horrifically bad you need to respond to it. So we're gonna start with you, Marco. What's your Hawks hot take?
Trey will make first team All NBA.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's interesting. There we go. Chris, what's your hot take?
Onyeka's 6th man of the year.
Okay. That's a good one. Leon, what's your hot take?
The Hawks will have at least 2 All-Stars.
Okay. That's good. That's good. I am gonna abstain. So
Abstain.
I'll give another one. The Hawks have 3 All-Stars this year.
yep.
Oh, what a guy. All right.
I'm gonna abstain.
3
I'm afraid of
Yeah, I
the
hit you with that plus
backlash.
$1, bro.
No, literally.
I have a hot take, but I'm afraid of the backlash. So
Well, I mean, that's why it's a hot
It's
take,
called
bro.
a
Come
hot take
on.
for a
All
reason.
right,
I
all
Feel
mean,
like
right,
all
all right.
your takes are hot anyway, Ant.
No,
You
they
might as
are.
well let
Okay,
it rip.
listen. Okay,
You know what else is hot? The griddle at Waffle House right now.
okay,
That's kind of fire.
whatever. All right. My hot take is: it would not surprise me if Ricochet is a better player than Jalen in a few years.
Like, shut
But
up, man.
that's
What
what
for
is
this
that?
season?
I mean, like, okay, all right. You just wanted to get that off, like, whatever.
You
Man.
just wanted to say something to piss me off.
No, I did not. Okay,
All right.
whatever. No, I
Like,
did.
say
Told you
something
you'd
for
be
this
good at
season,
that.
man.
No, I okay. So I have a hot
Mm.
take, and y'all just wanted to just.
They gave Ant an excuse to get some stuff off, and he told us he wanted to give hot takes and then not have any rebuttals to him, and this is why.
No.
You knew what you were doing.
We agreed. No. We said this before the show, right,
It's
Marco?
cool,
You
man.
said that, right?
I'm done.
That's not
I'm
what it is.
good with
Okay.
it.
Look, man. Look,
Listen,
you didn't say
Speak
you were
your
going.
truth, Anthony.
You didn't say you were going to give a hot take. That's a 3-5 year projection. I thought we were just talking about for this season, this upcoming
It
season.
didn't say.
This man
Okay.
said in a few years. In a few years. Hey, yo, what? In a few
Listen,
years.
It didn't say.
Wait,
It
what?
did. Okay. Do you want a hot take for a season? Okay, I'll give a hot take for a season. Give me a second. I gotta think because
Man. Anyway, y'all, that's today's episode. Appreciate y'all for coming to listen to our episode today.
Okay. You know what? All right, we'll just end it there since y'all want to be haters who hate hot takes, apparently.
I didn't even know your hot take, man. You gave a year projection.
That is not a year projection. That's a hot take. That's a hot, you don't know what a hot take is. All right. But with that, we are going to end the episode here. Thank you all so much for listening to Hard Knock Hawks. We hope you have a good one. Remember, make sure to like, subscribe, rate 5 stars for the podcast. We hope you have a good one.
Go Hawks.